What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. DMZ missions are where it's at. We're busy working our way through every single tier, every single faction in season 2 of DMZ, but specifically today we are looking at a tier 3 mission for the Black Mous faction called Vintage Connoisseur. Now this mission is a 3-parter and returns to us from season 1, although with far less quantities, but the expectation here is to gather certain quantities of wine bottles and essentially extract them either via dead drop or actually out of the map. But all in all, your best bet for success in this mission is to target the Al Mazrah map instead of the Ashika Island map, simply due to the fact that your objective here is fridges. Fridges has the highest chance of spawning exactly the items which you need, so you want to be getting areas that have a highest concentration of these fridges so that you have a chance to spawn a vintage wine bottle, which is the one that you're going to struggle with getting the most. Now, taking into account that we want to be using the Al Mazrah map for this, the two main areas that you should be targeting to find these wine bottles is the villa area in Sarif Bay in the south, and also essentially the two Yum Yum burgers as well as the plaza in Al Mazrah City. Now, looking at the first two objectives essentially together, and before we get started, you can of course stagger this. You don't have to do all of this in one deployment, so that's at least one good thing. The point is that you need to be taking 6 bottles of wine to any dead drop on the map. There are of course multiple dead drops to choose from, 6 in fact. I've made a video before showing the location of all of these. In the footage that you're seeing in the background on this video, I was primarily utilizing the Zagwa hydroelectric dead drop and I was using the Satik caves dead drop, but any dead drop will do. The point is that you need to be dragging 6 bottles of wine to those dead drop, and 2 of those bottles of wine need to be aged wine bottles. So simply hit up the villa in the south in Sarif Bay. As mentioned before, this area has a lot of fridges in the kitchen area, and it also has some bar fridges in the bar area to the side of the villa. Search all these fridges and hope that you get a vintage wine bottle to spawn. Even if that doesn't happen, collect all of them, make sure you grab some aged wine bottles, drag them over to your nearest dead drop and simply deposit them in. If you are targeting the Al Mazrah City area first, then of course on the map you have a Yum Yum burger in the south of the city, you have a Yum Yum burger more to the top of the city, and then of course you have the plaza right next to the big skyscraper. This area is often where you have the tower that spawns. So all 3 of these locations have huge amounts of fridges in them, and you should be checking each and every one of these fridges. Now, if you are checking out the villa in Sarif Bay and you're checking out this area, most likely you already have your 6 bottles of wine, including 2 aged bottles, covered. Like mentioned before, your biggest point here is going to try to find a vintage wine bottle. Now, what you also have to bear in mind is that the 6 wine bottles that you have deposited into the dead drop, those contribute to objective 1 and 2, but be sure to not dead drop the vintage wine bottle. This one you actually need to extract out of the map with you. So as soon as you've got that vintage wine bottle, get yourself onto a chopper, get it out of the map, and that'll be all of the objectives done and dusted, and on to the next mission. That's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything I need to explain further about this. I highly doubt it. This is, as mentioned, a mission that returns to us from season 1, although with much less quantities of these bottles that you need to go gather, so it's much more streamlined and therefore much easier to accomplish. Either which way, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, and evening wherever you are in the world. Until next video, fucking cheers.